This video addresses the 8D problem-solving process and gives an overview for steps D5 and D6, both dealing with specific aspects of corrective actions. In the 8D problem-solving process, we have 8 specific steps we must go through in sequence in detail in order to use a cross-functional team to solve this very specific problem. So we begin in step D1, we establish a team. In 2, we define the problem. In D3, we take short-term corrective action or containment to mitigate customer risk. In D4, we determine root cause. And in D5, we develop and verify corrective action. In D6, we implement and validate that corrective action. Those are the steps we'll talk about in this video. In D5 and D6, we have an objective, that is to choose, implement, and verify corrective actions. Those actions will be selected based upon the root cause analysis. They must be specifically tied to the root cause analysis. We will implement actions and then verify those actions for completion and effectiveness. Were they done? Did they actually work? The result is complete and effective corrective actions. So, corrective actions must be directly tied to the root cause. It is very common to see corrective actions that actually have nothing to do with the root cause at all, often because teams think they can't do anything about the root cause, which is a mental block. It is vital that a follow-up audit verify the root causes were eliminated, that the corrective action is effective. Someone with a vested interest who wasn't a part of the original problem-solving team is typically chosen by the team to go out and conduct that specific variation. In some cases, that verification should be done twice. Once right after implementation to make sure things are done, and again after several weeks to verify that the change is really permanent. In D5 and D6, we have to verify that all corrective actions are effective. We compare results to the customer data. Have there been any more complaints? Were there any other issues? Has something been found internally? We inquire directly to the customer to see if there's any kind of unreported issues, and review a broad scope of internal data to see if the problem is still recurring, if the indicators say it has actually been eliminated. So if we come back around to summary on corrective actions, the objective here is to choose and implement and verify corrective actions. By choose, we choose corrective actions that are specifically and directly tied to the root cause. If the root cause has to do with maintenance, the corrective action cannot just be to add some inspection. We have to address maintenance. If the root cause is something with the training system, we can't have a corrective action just be that we went through and showed operators a defect and told them to be careful. We have to actually understand why the training system was deficient in a specific aspect and how to actually fix it. And we have to verify those corrective actions for 2 things. One is to make sure they're actually done, which is the simple part, but often fails. And number 2, to make sure that they're effective. And as always, we determine effectiveness by predetermined measures. So before we implement the corrective actions, we decide what we'll measure and how, and what standard must be met for us to say that the corrective action is effective. And we stick with that when we evaluate it after implementation. Those actions are, of course, the actions based upon the root cause, to implement the specific actions and to verify them for completion and effectiveness. The result will be complete and effective corrective actions to support our 8D process.